Hi, and welcome to the Unfertile to Unfiltered podcast, a space where we talk honestly about infertility, motherhood, and the wild, beautiful, heartbreaking, and hilarious journey of being a woman.
We're your hosts, Simona
and Vicki,
two friends who have walked through IVF, loss, exhaustion, joy, and everything in between.
We started this podcast because we know what it feels like to search for stories that sound like yours and come up empty. We wanted to create the kind of space we needed, one where nothing is off limits and no experience is ever too messy to talk about.
You'll hear us talk about the parts no one warns you about, the hormone shots, the baby showers after miscarriage, feeling lost in motherhood, and trying to remember who you are underneath it all.
We'll also bring on guests, experts, moms, and women with stories you won't forget to help all of us feel a little more seen and a little less alone.
This is a space for honesty, for healing, and for humor, because if we don't laugh through this stuff sometimes, we might cry forever.
So grab your cup of something, coffee, wine, your third reheated tea, and settle in.
This is Unfertile to Unfiltered, and we are so glad that you're here.
Hello, and welcome back to one of your favorite podcasts, clearly, Unfertile to Unfiltered. We are episode 11, and I am your host, Vicki, and
Simona, I'm back.
She's back! Oh my goodness. It's like, we're like warm, comfy pajamas. We just need to be doing this together, right? Or it's like that when you just have that friendship that you're like, we have such a good flow. I mean, and listen, props to my hubby for our last episode. He really stepped in, but he doesn't have this Simona flavor.
Oh, I love you. He rocked it. He did so good. I am so happy to be back, though.
He did.
I'm so happy.
And who knows? I said to him, I go, maybe you'll come back at another point. And he was like, no. He was like, no pressure. No pressure. So there we go.
You never know where it's going to go.
It's so true. So let's talk about the holidays. We have Thanksgiving coming up.
Yes, I can't wait. 3 days, 2.5 to be exact for me.
Wow.
But I have big things coming this week I got to get through. I got conferences, parent conferences. I got to get through that. And then I will be ready for the parade, turkey, all the things.
Let me just ask you, why do teachers, because like I have my daughter's conference tomorrow. Yes, people, that's right. Preschool conferences. Yes. And when you like as teachers set up conferences right before a holiday, is that just because it's like, tell me the mentality around this.
I will tell you right now, it has nothing to do with teachers. Teachers want no part of conferences days before Thanksgiving. This is not us. This is administration. This comes from the top. Boom, I said it. Literally, us teachers are like, what the F? This sucks. Like,
oh my gosh.
I mean, we had Thursday, Friday conferences, and then tomorrow and Tuesday. Like, they used to be days, like, in the middle of December, which was even worse, leading up to Christmas. But
oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't, honestly, I hear you. It is not us. We did not create these days.
Let me tell you, I have my daughter's preschool conference, which like to me, I get it, right? Like I think there's such a valuable and important aspect of like seeing where your child is developmentally, even in preschool. She's 4, she's going to be going to kindergarten next year. Totally get it.
Yeah.
But it's at 8:30 in the morning. And I am like, I'm always late. I will just own this. If anyone knows me who's listening to this podcast, I am always late. And so the running joke is, A, will I be to the conference on time? And then B, will they talk to me about how I always get my daughter late to school? So these are things that I already have to start shifting and changing even for like the next year, because I know that like elementary school will not allow it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy, but I'm so happy for you. You have 2.5 days, and then we are all in Turkey land. Now let me ask you, are you a fan of turkey or not?
Oh yeah, I love Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Do you love turkey or
not? No. So here's the funny thing. I do like Thanksgiving. I love a good like you gotta sop that turkey with some gravy, right? Like that gravy needs to be floating or I'm sorry, turkey needs to be floating in that gravy, and I need to have like everything just kind of on one big plate, right? Like
Yes.
stuffing, forget about it.
All
Love
of it.
Mm-hmm. A little bite, perfect bite is a little stuffing with some turkey with gravy on it and a little bit of cranberry sauce.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That was my next question. Cranberry sauce. I was just having this conversation with my mother.
It's controversial.
It's very controversial. Controversial. Can or homemade? Okay. I'll say mine. Team homemade all the way. I cannot eat it out of the can. I know people are going to be like, oh, what's wrong with you? I need the lines, but no.
Okay, let me tell you this. What I don't, so here's the thing. Did I pick up some organic canned cranberry sauce? Yes, I did. And let me tell you, because there are people in my family who like that. Now, here's my biggest
thing. You gotta
thing.
cater to them.
Homemade cranberry sauce, I do enjoy, but if it is not done right, like the canned stuff is always that perfect balance of like a little tart and a little tart. Did I get disconnected? Maybe I did. Oh. Can you hear me? There we go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I got a little disconnected there. I apologize. But canned is a little tart and that sweetness, right? Whereas homemade, I find that some people can go too tart. And I'm like, this is too much. I can't handle all this tart. Like, I need that sweetness too,
I hear you. I know. That is the controversy. And I feel like some people like the homemade only if it's smooth. There's no chunks. There's no nothing. But me, I like it. I think it's just the way that you
I'm a chunk. Up. I like a chunk.
Me too. Same. I love the chunk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But like,
give me some of those whole berries, even in that jelly.
Yeah. Yes. But like my grandma, my dad's mom, we would always go up to Vermont for Thanksgiving, and she would make everything up until her 90s. Okay, and she made that cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie. So those are the two things that we carry on. My brother does Thanksgiving, so he carries on that full tradition. But I will make the pumpkin pies like her and the cranberry sauce, and you could not touch it. She would tell you how, but she would have to do it.
I'm sorry, did you just say your brother is the one who hosts Thanksgiving?
He does. For his in-laws, I think. Yep.
Wow.
I know. He does a good job. He's a good cook.
Good. Hey now.
Yeah.
Hey now, brother.
That's right.
I see you. I see you. But I will tell you, like, I don't know about you, but like, love Thanksgiving, love all the things, but man, do the holidays wear down my immune system. And like,
oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. I will tell you that, and I was just like mentioning this to Simona. So like, my mom, me, my sister, and my daughter all got like some type of a virus or a cold, and knock on wood, like I'm getting out of it. But man, it has been like, when you are around the holidays, it brings a different layer. Like, I already don't enjoy a cold. I mean, who really does? But if you said like, hey, listen, here's like strep throat, I'd probably take strep throat over a cold any day. And people are gonna be like, what, Victoria? Or what, Vicki? Like, realistically, it truly is, because like, at least I'm gonna be able to take an antibiotic and feel pretty good within a few days.
Sure.
I swear that ever since COVID, and ever since having COVID at one point, these colds just hit on a different level.
Yeah, with a lot of people. But I agree, like, the holidays, we're so much more vulnerable because of the stress. Like, we are stressed preparing for Thanksgiving. And then right after, it's Black Friday, and we got to shop, and we got to get ready. And I'll even say, like, I have been trying to do little by little over the past few weeks, just so I'm not, like, so overwhelmed once December 1st hits. Like, I made sure I wanted to get all my decorations, as many decorations as possible, done. So all we have is a tree left. And then, like, slowly I'll be buying, if I go to the store or if I'm on Amazon, I'll be buying, like, little things here and there. I'm like, ooh, I think this is a good one for a Christmas gift for this person or that person.
Yes.
And I'm not normally like that, but I know how stressful it can be on the mom or parents, but on the mom, the thinking involved, and then on top of your daily work life and everything else that you have to do on the day-to-day logistics, it's and easily stress can totally affect your immune system and everything, as we know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
And I feel like you and I have both been kind of navigating like our own stressors, right? Me, I'd shared briefly with you, I think like in a text in the week, like, hey, I am like reorganizing my business,
Yes.
bringing people in. People are transitioning to different roles in the practice. Like there is just a lot of moving and shifting that is occurring. And I don't think I even realized how stressed out my system was. Emotionally, I could tell, but I don't think I knew how it was impacting me physically, right?
Yeah.
And like you have as well. And I know that we were going to kind of give a little space for you to discuss that today of like, you have also been navigating some, I'll just say stuff and you'll dive into it more in your own life. And so like, let's get into that a little
Yeah.
bit. Let's talk about that because
Yeah.
you've had a lot going on.
Yeah, lucky me. Just another day. I mean, it's not expected whatsoever. But yeah, so that's why it's been a little lull. It's why it's been a few weeks since we got another episode out. So thankful for your husband doing that episode. But yeah, so it's been quite a doozy of a past, like, let's see, it's over a month, over a month now. Late October, I started feeling like I thought I had like the flu. I, felt run down. I felt headaches. I had a sore throat, what I thought was a sore throat. And like just tired and fatigued and, being on my feet all day. By the time the afternoon came and I had to teach, I felt literally like my body was shutting down. So I went to the doctor. I thought, okay. I said, give me all the tests. Test me for strep, test me for COVID, test me for the flu, test me for all of it. I'm like, it's most likely the flu. I guarantee it. He ran all the tests, my primary doctor, and he's like, nope, it's none of that. I didn't have a runny nose. I wasn't congested. I didn't have any of that. And he goes, I can see your neck. You have an enlarged thyroid. And I was just like, what? It was just a big curveball that I was not expecting.
It's terrifying.
And it's terrifying. And, we go through all of the testing with our infertility and nothing came up with that. Even though I have that in my family, it runs in my family, thyroid diseases. I was just blown away and I was like, okay, so what are our next steps? And he's, taking his notes and he's like, all right, we're going to get blood work. We're going to do an ultrasound. I was like, okay, so when can I do that? Like, can I schedule that this week? He goes, oh no, we're doing it right now. And he's like, I'm not waiting. And I was like, oh, okay. So that made me nervous, of course.
Sure.
And, but I was so thankful that my primary doctor is really good and they don't mess around. Like they check everything. So I got the blood work then and there right while I was in the office. And then he sent me right over to the ultrasound, office down the road, got it done. And then I got the results of everything the next day. And it showed that all of my hormone levels were just like off the charts. They were not in normal range whatsoever.
And can you clarify a little bit? Because obviously, like, I've been really transparent here in previous episodes, and I'm sure like I'll talk about it more and more about like my own hormonal journey and being on HRT. And tell me a little bit about like when you say, right? Because when I hear hormones are out of whack, usually when my hormones are out of whack, it's like estrogen levels are really low, right? Like I'm not the person who usually has high estrogen. It's not an estrogen dominance, right? It's usually that depletion. So like when you talk about hormones, what specific hormones are you referencing?
Okay, so this specific blood work was specifically my thyroid hormone levels. So like TSH, T3, and T4, those are like the top ones that they looked for. In the past though, my estrogen was high. So I've had a history of high estrogen, which is why like, focused on my nutrition, whatever, food is fuel, but I'll get into that. That's how I helped that. But my TSH was very, very low, like almost at zero. It was 0.18 and I guess the average is 0.4. And that was when I initially got it in October. And then my T3 and T4 were in the hundreds. And it was like the levels were off by at least 100. I had no idea. And this was out of the blue. I'm like thinking through, like just like infertility. You think, okay, what did I do differently? What's going on? I haven't changed my exercise. I haven't changed my nutrition. Like, stress, yes. Being
Sure.
a teacher in the classroom, definitely different than last year. But, like, give me a break. That's not it. Like, I don't think so. So you run through that all in your head. How did this happen? But the ultrasound came back that there were no nodules, which was good. So that was the biggest thing he was concerned about. So thankfully that was clear. But then I continued. We waited. He gave me endocrinologists to be referred to. He's like, you need to go see one. You need to, they need to check you out. So he gave me 4 references, 4 different doctors.
Wow.
I called 3 of them, every single one of them. Oh, I'm sorry, the next appointment is February. Oh, I'm sorry, the next appointment is April. I said, I'm sorry, what? I literally felt like I was going to pass out. Like I wasn't going to, I was like, I can't make it another week until I see a doctor. And finally, the 4th one, I was able to get in the next week. Yeah, the next week. It was the beginning of November. And I went in. They took more blood work. So this was 3 weeks after my initial blood work. My levels had gotten even worse. I was literally at 0.05.
Which, just to like let people know, like for example, like I know you said that you did not have any thyroid issues when you were going through fertility. I have found the opposite. So I didn't realize I had thyroid issues going into fertility.
Until then?
And until I started going through the process and they were like, oh, your thyroid is a little too high. I think it was at like 4 point something. They're like, you're hypoactive, which is, it's a hypoactive thyroid versus a hyperactive, which sounds more like you, where hypo is your thyroid is almost kind of processing slower, is my understanding, right? Whereas like hyperactive, it almost sounds like your system is presenting as, because of how low. Because even on my medication levothyroxine, which I'm still on, right? It's just something that I will probably always be on until I'm like, meh, I'm 75, just come off.
Yeah, you're right.
But the biggest thing is that like I will, even now, like I'm still in like the 2.39 range or something. Like it's right. So like when you're saying these numbers, I'm just like, oh man, like you sound like it's hyperactive.
Yeah. So like I looked it up. So I get the blood work at the endocrinologist. And, I see I'm going through as I get the update that your blood work is ready, and I'm seeing that it's getting worse. And I'm like, okay. I kept calling and calling because they were going to just make me come, a week or 2 later. So I kept calling and I was like, no, I'm not getting better. So I physically started to feel worse after I saw the endocrinologist. I was training for this half marathon that I was supposed to run in this past weekend in Philly. Every weekend I was upping my mileage. I was running and running. And up until the end of October, I was able to run probably until I got like 8 miles. And then once it was November, I was supposed to get 10 done. When I was running, I hit mile 2. I felt like I was having a heart attack. And that has never happened.
So sorry you went through that. That's so scary.
It was really scary. I just felt like my heart was racing and I couldn't get it to calm down. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? This has never happened before. I've never felt
Which is
that
alarming
way.
as women. I mean, like, because we often know that, especially when it comes to heart disease, but especially like heart attacks in women, those symptoms are not clear cut as they might present more so in men, right? And so, not that that's obviously, I know you did not actually end up having a heart attack, but still, it was so scary. And the brain goes to that place of, oh my goodness, was this something that I am now dealing with, or was it something I was ignoring? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. It's like, and then I was like, okay, this is the final straw. That's when I called and kept persisting with the doctor. I need to be seen. I need to get in. I'm not okay. Blah, blah, blah. And like the fact that you have to just continue to advocate, and the fact that there was a wait list until April for all of these other endocrinologists, it's insane. I'm all specialists, and but that's another story. But I got in, And he said he thinks that it's thyroiditis as of now. And now the heart thing is what, like, he was like, that's it. You cannot run. You cannot do this race. You cannot do intense workouts. And hearing this, I'm like, and then he's like, okay, and you're going to be on prednisone for 6 weeks, and you're going to gain weight. It's just going to happen. You're going to be okay, but you're going to gain weight.
Oh.
Okay. That is, you know, it stinks for anybody, but mentally for me, I'm such a type A person, but since 5 years ago, after having my daughter, I've worked so hard to get where I am. It's like hearing those words, you feel like you're being pushed backwards. Like, okay, and that I have no control over my body again. And I'm like, oh my God, and I'm like telling him, and he's like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. You have to deal with this. You have to do this. I'm like, all right, fine. But mentally, you know, you go through so much, and it's like, I felt like I lost control over my body again, back to infertility trauma, you know, when you're not allowed to be on doing certain workouts, when you're on certain medications, you're not allowed to, I wasn't allowed to run. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through all of this crap again. How is this possible that I'm having more health issues? And I even was crying to my sister. I'm like, I already had my fair share. I want to be done with this. Like, this is not fair, you know? But this is what it is, and now I have to deal with it and figure it out. And once my heart started, that's when I was like, okay, this is no joke. I got to figure this out. I got to listen to my body. I can't push myself anymore, you know? So it's just mentally and emotionally a setback, but to keep myself feeling good and feel like I'm moving forward, I'm still walking every day just to feel okay, you know. And he said not to do intense exercises, and I'm not. So I might do, lift a couple light weights here and there, or do some stretches. But
good for you.
It's that mental piece where it's just like, I have worked so hard to be where I am today. I can't just let it all go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's definitely some therapy sessions I could get into right now with all that.
I did text you about that. I was like, are you like meeting with your therapist during time? You're like, girl, I am so busy. And I was like, ooh, okay, I'm going to let that be. I'm going to let that be.
This is my therapy, Vicki.
What I will say, though, is that, like, you know, your wise mind, which is that beautiful, right? Like, when we look at, like, from a dialectical behavioral therapy perspective, right? We have, like, our rational mind, our emotional mind, and, like, the wise mind, which is that middle ground where it's, like, the understanding of both. And, I mean, it sounds like in a lot of ways you're really trying to tap into that wise mind of, like, this really stinks. I'm not loving this. There's a lot of, and we're going to talk, like, in a second about, like, what emotions come up, but, like, a lot of emotions that I'm feeling, but also I know that if I want to make sure that I am, you know, not pushing my body and making it worse, there's certain advice I need to take right now, right? Whether it's medication, reduction in certain exercises, whatever it might be. And so I get it that you're really beautifully meeting in that middle. But I don't know about you, but like for me, when I'm sick, when I'm going through something, when I even think about like the experiences or the physical triggers from infertility years, right? And that journey, a lot of shame and guilt come up, right? A lot of shame around, and you kind of said something about like, I worked so hard, I lost this weight for my daughter, you know, what I have to imagine like internally there's this like shame piece of like, I don't even know. Like, I mean, you can probably fill this in a little bit better, but like when I go through things with my body, some of that shame comes up of like, why my body? Why me? Right? Like you were kind of saying, like, why me again? But also like, what am I doing? Am I not doing enough for myself? Was I pushing myself too much? Right? Like that's the guilt piece too of like, Could there have been different things I'm doing? And so there's a lot of layers when it comes to our bodies and them not responding the way that we expect them to, the way that we hope they will or want them to, right? And so I don't know, shame and guilt sit more so in my soul when my body does that. Even with like this silly cold recently, where I just was like, oh my gosh, like I need to get my energy back up. This doesn't feel good. Even yesterday, taking it easy and being like, oh, I feel so unproductive. And my husband, as you all know, Nacho, he gives it to me real. And he was like, you are being a porcupine right now. Like, you are like really tough to kind of like embrace and nurture and like support during this time. I'm going to do it. But like, you are really struggling with just like taking it easy because that is not necessarily ingrained in me, especially around the holiday season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure. 100% the shame and guilt and the feeling unproductive, feeling like I'm not making progress. 100%. You got it. Nailed it. Just feeling that I should be doing this, or the shame behind, if I do put on weight, what are people going to think? Not like I need to worry about what other people think because it's none of their business. But it definitely plays a part in my mind.
Of course.
And just the feeling of not having control is a kicker. Yeah. It really is, because when you don't have, like when you're sick, right? You feel like I can't do my normal activities. I am exhausted. I need to rest, but there's X, Y, and Z that has to get done. Like, it's so frustrating when that happens. And it's always inconvenience. It's never at a good time.
Always. Yes.
Always. And it's trying to, like, how do we move forward? How do we move, not past that, but how do we move forward when we're feeling that way? And number one thing is rest. Yeah. And we don't always give ourselves that, right?
True. No, I agree with that. And I think that, you said, like, the number one thing, of course, it's rest. I think the other piece of it is that, like, figuring out, like, who are my grounding resources, right? So, like, this is me kind of talking as, like, friend, but also as, like, therapist and as woman, as mom. Like, we need to find, like, who are our tribe, right? And who are the people who ground us, especially when we're feeling like, but if I just push myself a little bit, they're the people who are saying, like, but why, right? Like, what is the motivation behind that? Is it for you to get better, or is it because you have a certain expectation and standard for yourself to just kind of get over this so quickly? And I think that we do that a lot to ourselves. And sometimes, like, I need people in my life, whether it's you, whether it's my husband, whether it's, my sister, mom, friends, whomever, to sit there and be like, no, Vicki, like, it's okay. This is not your forever, but this is for right now, right? And that's like a term that I've been using a lot with myself, with my clients. Like, this is right now. This is not forever. Weight gain during prednisone is not for forever. It is for right now. Right. I will tell you, though, I am the type of person who cannot do prednisone because I get ragey. Oh my gosh, do I get ragey?
Well, once we talked about this this week, when we were texting about it, I was like, that's why I've been such a bitch this week. Like, specifically taking it out on my husband. And like,
he's such an easy target. He's such an easy target. You're just like, if he's in the room breathing the wrong way, you're like, get out of here. Get out of
now. Love you, John. But yes, he does take the brunt of it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But there's so much emotionally there too, right? Like, this is a medication that can, adjust or, affect, that's more the word, your mood, right? And so that's something that we always have to be mindful and aware of, right? Like, some of these medications are not easy in our systems.
No.
And you're going through medications that your body has never had to navigate or deal with before.
Right. And that's not the only medication I'm on. So my stepdad, he is so smart. He, as soon as he heard like the medications I was on, he was like quick figuring out whether it's ChatGPT or Google and seeing what the combination was and how long, if you're on these for a certain period of time, what the side effects were. They weren't good. Okay, let's just say that.
Okay.
Because it's the prednisone, and then I'm also on a heart medication. So to lower my heart rate, it says like common uses are to lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and then it's
What's the
also used.
medication?
It starts with an A. It's like Atenol or something.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another one that might be another the third one. I'm on three. So there's
Ugh.
the third one is to, well, that heart medication is used also for people who have heart attacks to prevent them from having a heart attack. So it's a pretty serious one. Once I got that, I was like, all right, this is no joke. So, but I'm on it just for like probably 4 more weeks. We'll see. But then there's another one that prevents me from having an ulcer. It's used for like GERD, stuff like that, when you're on prednisone for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate being on medications, period.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Like, unless
You've done
like
a lot of
this,
healing just through food, right? Like you've done a lot of healing
yes,
through food, through supplements, through certain
yeah,
exercises. And it's
exactly.
not to say that that will not continue to be your journey. It's just where you are
Right,
right now.
right, right, absolutely. And I am not, that type of person where I am 100% against medication and I won't take it. No, that's not me. If obviously it's medically needed, you
Yeah,
need that to treat whatever is going on. I am all for that. I am not against
yeah,
that. But I try to do as much holistically as possible as I can, food
of course.
wise,
I get that.
movement, supplements. And I even brought, when I went to my endocrinologist, I brought my bag of stuff. I brought my bag of supplements and I said, here, I want you to look at all the stuff. And because I was like, I am not playing. I'm like, am I doing something? I haven't changed anything in 5 years, but please take a look at all the ingredients and tell me what you think. He gave me the green
Yeah,
light. He's like, listen, if it makes you feel good, then great. But you want to look, and which I do, you just want to look at all your labels. You want to look at your ingredients. Apparently, iodine is something that messes with your thyroid. There's a couple other things, lemon balm, possibly. That's through research, so I'm not 100%. But he said iodine cannot be an ingredient. I said, okay. So,
that makes
but,
a lot of sense. I've actually heard
yeah,
that, and I know I
yeah.
just pretend to be a doctor, so but I have heard
Same.
that. Actually, someone I'd mentioned your situation to someone, a friend of mine, and they're in the medical field, and they were like, "Oh, like, is she? What did she say?" She was like, "Is she on iodine? Is she using iodine? Is her doctor?" So it's just very interesting to kind of get like people's
Yeah.
perceptions on like, what are the steps that are being taken. But in this time, right? Like even when I'm not feeling great, and obviously as you are navigating some of this medical journey, turmoil, we'll call it what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, yes.
What are you leaning into more so, right? Like 'cause I know we talk about self-care, but to kind of like
Love the holidays. I love seeing my family. Um, but I will say like if anything felt in my gut, no, I won't do it. That's something I've learned over the years too. Like I have to set up boundaries. If it's not an immediate yes, then it's probably not something I should do. But daily, it's just I have to stick to my routines of waking up, I'll do a stretch, maybe I'll do a yoga, and then I'll walk. Even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes before I start my day, just to get myself mentally clear. That's my self-care time. I have definitely like stepped away from journaling and reading in the morning, so I've tried to get back to that. And journaling, I might not be going to therapy, but journaling has been very helpful over the past couple weeks. Yeah. Yeah, and actually, I think I got this when we went shopping one day. Do you remember this? 5 minutes in the morning? Yes. That, that cute little restaurant. Yes, I found it. I was like, "Oh my God." Yes. So good. Oh, it was so good. Yeah. Yeah, so yes. Absolutely not. That thing died shortly after. I I think I tried feeding it too many flies, and that was the problem. Yeah, I tried to keep it. I tell you, it was the coolest plant I've ever seen. Closing its mouth over a fly. I'm like, oh my God, this is a plant. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Rest is productive. Yeah. We need that. Our bodies need that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Stay tuned. Yes. Yes. Shall we say our highs and lows of the week before we forget? The highs and lows. I came ready for this. Would you okay, so high of the week, getting through half of my conferences and not going crazy. And the low of the week is, being bummed out that I couldn't run in the Philly half marathon this weekend. But my comeback will be even stronger. That's it. That's what I'm telling myself. That's right. That's right. Yes. Yes. And for you, joy. Good. Yes. Well, that's so much, but I'm sure that your team and your practice is going to be amazing. If it has anything to do with you, anything like you, it's incredible. That sounds awesome. You the best. Love this. Next, maybe we'll show up in our cozy PJs. All right. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you laughed and, felt comforted and felt seen if you are navigating these medical things as we go into the holiday season. But if you enjoyed today's episode, please go to our show notes, like, share, leave us a review, please. That helps us to spread the word. And you can always check out our Instagram handles and our websites. And if you need any therapy, please go to Vicki. She is the best. This is my therapy session, so thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.